All right. All right. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Let's. Good evening, everyone. Let's make it very fast and snappy. Let's make it very fast and snappy. We are not going to keep so long. So the weekly webinars are mostly designed for people who are not having time during the normal days. So I want everyone to be able to what get get access to the free knowledge that have been given out. So it's purposely designed for people who have been busy during the weekdays. So all right, welcome, welcome, welcome. Are you going to have more people to join, or that's the only people joining today's webinar? You guys are underrating the power of forex trading. Can you hear me loud and clear? If you can hear me, kindly let me know. If you can hear me, kindly let me know it in the chat box. Kindly type in one in the chat box. Let me know if you can hear me. If you people can hear me, kindly type one in the chat box. Let me know if you people can hear me. Type one in the chat box. Let me know it's clear. All right. So I've been seeing some people who are very serious. They are seriously in need of the skill. I've been seeing some consistent people. So this game is all about consistency. It's all about consistency. So type in one. All right. I like the energy. I like the energy. All right. All right. Okay. So kindly type. Okay. So now I know you people can hear me. So kindly type in where you are, your name and where you are listening from. Okay. You just type where you are listening from since your name is appearing on YouTube. Kindly type where you are listening from. I know I don't want I want to know where my audience are coming from. Let me know where you are listening from. Where are you listening from? Kindly type it inside. So South Africa, you're having South Africa, Kumasi, Ghana. Where are you listening from? South Africa, South Africa, South Africa. Volta region, Ghana. All right. Where are you listening from? Kindly type it in the chat box. South Africa. Oh, so those in South Africa are overcoming, they are overtaking the Ghanaians. Madina, Ghana, Techiman, Ghana. I'm from Eastern Ekropon, Ikiapim, Germany. Wow. You are welcome. Boligatanga, Kenya. All right, all right, all right. I think, all right. Sweden. Okay, you are welcome. Boligatanga. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. So you are all welcome to today's live webinar. Western North Sefi Teshi Ghana. All right, Takrade Ghana. All right, so you are all welcome to today's live webinar. All right, you are all welcome to today's live webinar. So one thing is most of the times the free things that I've been doing is to help people, to those who cannot afford the mentorship. This free webinar is mostly designed for people who cannot afford the mentorship. Okay, so as you are studying, as you are learning, and sometimes too, since I've been doing live webinars, so you have people from where? Nairobi, Kenya, or Nairobi in Kenya. Nairobi, Kenya, right? Yeah. So Ghana, Accra. All right. So as I said, this webinar is purposely or is solely designed for people who are not having money to access the mentorship. Okay. So if you are not having money to access the mentorship, one thing you have to do is what you have to click on the bell icon. You put the channel on notification, because every morning I've been coming on live. Okay, I've been trading with people live. So those who have been joining the live web, if you know how to place a trade, there's no way you are not going to get free money. So last week I gave people some free money, and they took some of the trade, and some people made money. So if you are having time, and if you can be joining us every morning, because you've been meeting over here every morning from Monday to Friday, the trading sessions. Okay, from Monday to Friday, that's the lending session. We've been meeting over here for me to explain how the market works and what we trade the market live with people. So last week I gave only one signal on the on the page. You get it? So those who took and I don't know whether some people took it or not, but I gave out a free trade on the live stream. And last week, 2 weeks too, I gave out free trade on the live stream, and people took it and they made profit. So far you've been in profits on the live stream. You get it? So if you're not having money to even afford a mentorship, and I think which is very low, if you don't have money to afford a mentorship, you can be joining us on the live stream every morning from Monday to Friday. So any trade, when there was a trade opportunity during the lending session, we take it together. So I take most of the trades together with people who have been joining the live stream, and some people have been making good amounts of money. So that's it for the live stream. So you are all welcome to today's live webinar. So this live webinar was solely designed for me to show you the step-by-step process, the things that I usually look for before I will execute a trade. So the month is about to end. I think tomorrow is the last day of the month. Okay, tomorrow is the last day of the month, and Tuesday we are ushering into a new month. So I want to be picking some of the trades that I took on the live stream, and at the same time I took on my normal account. I want to break it down for you guys to understand what the things that I usually look for, okay, before I will even pull the trigger, or before I will even execute a trade. So one thing about trading is the reason why people are making so much money in the forex market is the secret is they are having a strategy. So when you talk about the strategy includes the things that you look for before you execute a trade, and the things that you look for before you take profit or you exit a trade. Okay, so if you don't know these things, or if you don't have these things, trading is going to be very difficult or very complex or complicated for you if you don't have these things. And as a trader, every successful trader is having these things. Okay, every successful trader is having this thing, and it takes a long time for you to develop this thing. So I know a lot of you guys are beginners. So one thing that you have to strive for as a beginner trader is you need to strive for how to enter the market and how to exit the market. If you know how to enter the market and how to exit the market, you are going to be rich in the next month, or like just a few times you are going to be very successful. You get it? But before you be able to develop that thing, it's really going to take you a long time. You get it? It's really going to take you a long time for you to be able to discover that, and it demands a lot of work. So for you not to go through that process, for you not to go through that hardship of trying to figure out how to even enter the market and exit the market, the most important thing that will help you to shorten your journey is to find a mentor. So if you are not going to, I'm not saying buy my course. I don't force people to buy my course, because I really believe in what I can teach. Okay, and those who have been paying attention to what I've been teaching, and those who have been paying attention to those in my mentorship, and even sometimes I get messages, people have been messaging me outside, they are even not in my mentorship. They've been appraising me of the things that I'm doing in their life, and people have been recommending I should keep on the good things that I've been doing. So I'm not saying buy my course. I don't force people to buy my course, because I know what I can do. I know what I can teach. So I don't usually force people to buy my course. Have you seen me? Even when it comes to testimonial in my group, I've not even requested for a testimonial in my group. People usually sometimes come out and what they will share their testimonials. I've not even it was only one person that I even recommended for. I even asked for testimony. That's the only person. I've not demanded any testimonial from anyone. Okay, so because I know if you take what I'm teaching seriously, there's no way you are not going to see results. You get it? There's no way you are not going to see results. So if you are here, you have to be by next like some few months of some few days to come. If you are really going to take what I'm going to teach seriously, or if you are really taking what I'm teaching seriously, if you have been consistent on my YouTube channel, watching the videos and other stuffs, there's no way you are not going to make money in the market. You get it? There's no way you are not going to, especially those who are already trading, those who know how to trade. Because I've been in this game for almost getting to 6 years, and it took me like 5 hours like I wasn't making money for more than 5 years. It was just last year that I found my edge in the late last year that I found my edge in the market. So this should tell you how difficult this game is if you are trying to find an edge in the market. It took me 5 good years to what to master this skill. And one beautiful thing is what now people in my mentorship group are taking less than, sometimes I go back and check the charts that they've been sending me, and I notice it took me it is taking some people 3 months, 2 months to figure out how the thing works. So that's the beautiful thing, or that's the what importance of what seeking for mentorship. So if I'm starting all over again as a beginner, one thing that I'm going to do, I'm not going to try to cheat the system. I'm not going to try to be wise in my own eyes. What I'm going to do is what, instead of me to fund my account, instead of me to what use that money to fund my account, one thing I'm going to do is what, I'll use that money to what, pay for what, the mentorship of someone, pay for what, the knowledge of someone. If you are starting anything in life, the best thing you can do is what, seek for counseling. Okay, that doesn't mean you are dumb, that doesn't mean you don't know what you are doing, that doesn't mean you are not smart. It means what, you are making wise decisions. That's what the rich people do. The rich people what, allow their money to work for them. They allow their money to work for them. Only the poor people that they try to figure things out themselves. So if you want to make it in this industry, one thing that I'm going to tell you, or one advice that I'm going to give it to you, is to seek for knowledge from someone who is already experienced, someone who has proven, who has tested and proven strategy that works. And those who have been joining the live webinars. So the reason why I'm very confident to even trade live for people to see, tell them I'm executing at this point, and tell them I'm existing at this point, is because of what I believe and have strong conviction of what I'm teaching. So if you are here, you have to take what I'm teaching very seriously, because it took me a long period of time for me to figure out this thing. Okay, so in today's webinar, if you are really struggling to find a strategy, if you're already trading and you are failing, or you have been losing in the market, or if you are starting out, one thing I'm going to advise you is what, you have to have a strategy. Those making money in the market are what, they are having a strategy. So if you are starting out, you need to have a strategy. Okay, and if you are already struggling, that means what, sometimes your strategy, some of the, even though people have been saying in the forex market or in the financial market, when you talk about day trading, everything works. Not every strategy that works. You get it? Not every strategy that works. So in today's webinar, what I'm going to teach you is what, I'm going to teach you how, what the things that I usually look for before I'll execute. And you will go through one or two trades that I took for the past month, for within the month. Okay, since the month hasn't ended, within the month, that's what, please hold on. Yeah, so I'm going to tell you the things that I usually look for, and if you are trying, and if you implement this thing that I'm going to teach you, if you implement this thing that I'm going to talk about, there's no way you are not going to make money in the market. Okay, so we have a profitable way of trading the market. If you don't know, we have a profitable way of trading the market. Not one thing that you have to notice, what, not every strategy works in the market. Some of the strategies, as a beginner, me for instance, I've already been, most of the times I've been saying this thing, I hate losing. Okay, not that I hate losing, but like if you are losing consistently in the market, sometimes you become frustrated. That's how the thing works. So in my as I started my journey, what I was yearning for or what I was looking for is what a strategy that has what less losing rate. That's what I was looking for. So with my strategy, it's going to be, if I'm following my plan consistently or if I'm following my plan religiously, it is going to be very hard for me to lose 3 times in a row. You get it? It's going to be very difficult for me to lose 3 times in a row. You get it? It's going to be very difficult, and it is proven on the stream. Those in my mentorship group and those things, like, it is proven on the stream. Those who have been joining my stream, it is proven. Okay, so I decided to go for what a strategy that has what high win rates. Okay, a strategy that has high win rate. So if you are having some attributes like me, okay, if you're having an attribute like me that I hate losing, okay, so because of that, I'm very conservative. I'm not aggressive. I wait for most of what my confluences to align before I'll even pull the trigger. That's what usually I go for, or that's what usually I look for. So I'm going to split out the things that I normally look for. Okay, and if you are also trading, I think you can implement some of the things that I'll be saying in your trading strategy or in your trading system, and I bet you are not, your trading is not going to be the same, or if you are losing, your losses is going to be less in the market. So I hope you guys are hearing me. Are you guys hearing me? Are you guys getting what I'm saying? Is it loud and clear? Kindly send your favorite emoji if you can hear me loud and clear. Send me your favorite emoji if you can hear me loud and clear. Okay, if you can hear me loud and clear, kindly put us drop your favorite emoji in the chat box if you can hear me loud and clear. All right, you guys can hear me. All right, so okay, so one thing that I'm going to tell you people is what this game is a profession. Okay, this game is a profession, and for you to master this thing, it needs a lot of experiences. Okay, it needs a lot of experience. So even as you are even going through the mentorship and everything, you need also have time for you, because it's like a school. It's like even the traditional schools that we go, your lecturer or your teacher will split, or your teacher will educate you, give you the lessons note and everything. But if you don't study, it's really going to be very tough for you to pass the examination. It's the same thing in trading. What a mentor does for you is what the mentor is going to give you the guide. The mentor is going to give you what works. But when it comes to experience, there's no way someone can what give you an experience. Experience is going to be what is going to be getting by you yourself. So if you are kind of lazy, if you are a lazy person, okay, some people are very lazy. They want things to work like within a day. They want things to work. So if you are frustrated in the market, if you have traded the market for some time and you are frustrated, you are losing. One thing that it should encourage you is what it took someone 5 years for him to figure out. I started late 2018. It took someone 5 years to figure out, and the person didn't give up, and the person is now before you, teaching you, telling you what he has figured it out. So if you started it just a month and you are frustrated, you want to give up, you want things to work very fast and those things, it should tell you you are impatient, and it's going to be very difficult for you to succeed in anything that you are going to do. Because one thing that you have to bear in mind is what every profitable skill, every skill that's what that returns, every skill that has high returns, it's really going to take you a long time for you to master it. That's why those who are studying law, those who are studying those doctors and those things, it takes them what it takes some people 7 years or 8 years. When it comes to law, after even finishing your first degree, you need to what acquire a professional degree too. That one too is going to take you like 1 or 2 years. You get it? So it's a skill, and it's going to take you a long time. Then you need to pass through a process for you to be satisfied. If you want to be an accountant after getting your first degree, you need to what write a professional exams, and sometimes the professional exam takes some people a long time for them to what pass through, or for them to pass. So it's the same thing in trading. Because of how social media has portrayed how trading works, people are flaunting money on the internet. People think, or people are assuming trading is what is the fastest way to what to be rich. You can be rich just a month or two. It doesn't work that way. If you are trying to get the skill yourself, it's going to take you a long time. You get it? It's going to take you some time. Let me say some time. If you have the coaching and mentorship, it's not going to take you like 5 years as it took me. It's going to take you some time. Okay, it's not going to be long if you only persist and what you are consistent on whatever you are doing. So you have to be patient when you are studying. Don't try to get it within a day. It doesn't work that way. There are a lot of things that, for me, for instance, yesterday I back tested. Yesterday night I started back testing around 8 p.m., and what it ended me around 12 a.m. before I even went to bed. I wake up this morning, I was back testing. Okay, I was checking the similarities in the trades that have been taken. You get it? So I was documenting everything, that's the trades that have been taken, the similarities, the things that are what the same in the like as in the similarities in the trades that have been taken. That's how trading works. You get it? That's how trading works. So if you're a beginner and you want to what be making money in forex trading, you need to be very patient and learn from what someone who is already making it in the industry. You get it? So just relax, be patient with yourself. Don't rush the process. Don't rush the process. So this one, for instance, as the new week is about to start, I'm very happy. Okay, I'm very happy because I understand whatever I'm about to do. I understand the system. I have my system and everything. I understand. You get it? So I'm very happy. I know I will be making money because I've been making money back to back for the past months. I've been making money. I think when we started the freshman, that's when maybe I didn't have a winning week, but for the past 2 weeks, I've been having what winning weeks, and some of the people in my groups too have been experiencing the same thing. Okay, some of the people in my group, those who are serious, really serious, who are following, are making money too as well. So it's a skill. If you get a skill, money becomes secondary. So one thing about trading is what nothing changes in trading. If you get a skill, the only thing that is going to change is your loss size, is the money that you are going to bet on a trade. That's the only thing that is going to change. You get it? But the skill is going to be the same. You are not going to learn anything new unless maybe you are just reading any theory about how the financial markets works, trying to delve deep into how the financial markets works. That's the only thing that is going to change. But when it comes to strategy, the technicals, how to read the market, it's a language, and the moment you master the language, there's nothing to learn again. You get it? You are not going to learn anything again. You just have to what just perfect or just refine, try to refine how your system works. That's the only thing that you are going to change. That's the only thing that is going to change. Nothing changes. Your lot size is what is going to change rather. Okay, but when it comes to the strategy never changes. Okay, so today I'm going to talk about the trades that I took. I'm going to break down some three trades that happened. I think we took two of them, and the other one, because of the news, we didn't take it. So I want to show you the similarities in the trade if you are paying attention. So those who are beginners, kindly adapt to whatever. Don't tell yourself you don't understand, so you are getting out from the stream. That's not how it works. I remember my first time I was introduced to this chart, I was very confused, but I kept calm and listening to everything that was said and before I left. So if you are a beginner, don't tell yourself I don't see what is going on in the chat. Kindly show up every day. With time, you will get to understand. Okay, with time you get to understand. So there was a saying that Rome was not built in a day. It took some time before it was finished. So it's the same thing in trading. So if today is your first time of seeing the candles, so this thing that you are seeing are prices. Okay, they are prices, they are volume. Okay, they are volume. That has sum up to be candles. So if today is your first time of listening to or seeing the charts, don't move out from the stream. Kindly stay tuned, listen to whatever it will be said. If there's some notes that you need to take, if you are coming to the stream, you need to take a note. You have to have your notebook and your pen with you. You take note of everything that will be said on the stream, and you also go back and practice. Okay, you go back and practice. There was a saying that Application of knowledge is what? Skill. Skill is what? The application of knowledge. So anything that is going to be said here, you practice and you acquire the skill, or you get a skill. Okay. And when you get a skill, experience to follow. You get it? Experience to, so never move from the stream. Kindly what? Adapt whatever it will be said over here. So I'm going to talk about the things that what I usually look for, and the trades that we took. The trades that we took for the within the month. Okay, some of the trades that we took on this pair, GBP USD, we took some trades too on what? GBP JPY and Euro USD. But because of time, I'm just going to talk about the trades that we took on GBP USD. Okay, so first of all, if as a trader, if you are struggling trader, and you have been overlooking the intraday fundamentals, you need to be very careful. So we have something called intraday fundamentals. So you see, as you are trading currencies are influenced by an economy. Okay, currencies are influenced by an economy, and every currency belongs to an economy. So that means if it belongs to an economy, everything or every fundamental activities that is going on in the economy is going to what? Affect the movement of the currencies. So you have to take note of that. You get it? So you have to, first of all, there was, because of technology, and because there was this website that usually gives us an update of what most of the economic activity. It gives us not every activity that is going to give us, but most of the times the most important one. Sometimes when with the economic calendars, or with the fundamental website that you've been using, not every activity that is what splitted inside it. Okay, not every. Sometimes you have some unexpected what news event that will pop up. So I think last week you experienced something like that on JPU, when the new prime minister was elected, or was appointed on power. So I don't know whether it was an election or something. It wasn't stated in Forex Factory, but all of a sudden there was what? Unexpected news that came up. Okay, there was unexpected news that came up. So we weren't aware, and it came up. Okay, so such news you will not be able to determine. It's part of the game. Okay, so that's why it's always important for you to what? Use stop loss. So stop loss is what? An automation that you give to your brokers. You place for when price gets to a certain level in what? The market. Maybe if when price gets to a certain level in the market, maybe they will take you out. Okay, let me put it that way. They will take you out from the market. So that's why we what? Set stop loss. You always set stop loss that when price is going against at a certain level or certain price level, your brokers will take us out from the market. So you have to pay attention to that. So stop loss is very important when you are placing a trade. So we take into consideration the economic event. As I said, every country or every currency belongs to a country, and within the country too, there are some economic activities that happens. So the economic activity can be geopolitical events, it can be inflation, it can be interest rate, it can be, there are a lot. Okay, if environmental factors too can affect the currency. Okay, so if there was an earthquake, or if there was something, environmental factors can be earthquake and those things. If it is happening in some economy, by all means their currency is going to be affected. So you have to take note of all those things. So if you are intraday trader, or if you are a day trader, you need to pay attention to those economic events. Okay, so that's why it's always important to have your economic website on you anytime that you are what? Trying to execute a trade, or anytime that you are trading the forex market. You need to have economic what? Calendar that is going to help you to know what is about to happening in the about to happening to the currency pair that you are about to trade. Okay, it's going to help you to know the exact thing, most of the things that is about to happen. So as I said, not everything that will be stated here. Okay, so mostly the economic calendar that I use is what? forexfactory.com. Okay, unless maybe you want to be an economist, that's fine, but you don't have to even understand the meaning of what all this, the folders, for you to be profitable in the market. What you have to know is what? When it is the colors of the folders. Okay, the colors of the folders is what you have to know. If you know, if you see red, that means you have to be cautious. You need to what, be very attentive or very cautious of it. You need to what, avoid trading that time. That's the only thing that you need, unless maybe you just want to go further to understand what the news means, or unless maybe you want to trade the news event. But if you are trading purely on technicals, what you need to know about the fundamental is what, understanding the meaning of the folders. Red folders means what, there was going to be high impact news, that it's going to make the market very volatile. So when you talk about volatility, simply means what, there was what, high fluctuation, as in more buyers and more people buying and selling the same currency pair. You get it? So that means what, price is going to be moving up and down, up and down. There was no stability in what, as in what, how price is going to be moving. So you need to pay attention to them. You get it? So that's the only thing that you need to understand. Unless maybe you just want to understand how the news is going to be affected, you go to the data, try to what, understand the figures that will be coming out. You get it? Unless you want to understand it. So the red one means what, you need to be very cautious, as I've stated. The yellow ones, you can be trading them when it is happening. You can be taking a trade. It's not that impactful, okay? And sometimes to the orange folder, sometimes it's impactful, or sometimes it's impactful, sometimes to, it's not that impactful. The most important thing is what, the red folder. That's what you have to pay attention to. Okay, so another time to, we talk about the fundamentals, we dive deep into how the fundamentals to also work. I'll talk about the fundamentals in details. Those who are interested, I'm very interested in fundamentals because I did a bit about economics in school, so I'm also interested in economics. Okay, so the fundamentals, I'm very, very interested. Okay, I'm very, very interested. But if you don't want to stress yourself, the simplest ways is what, understand the meaning of the folders. Red folders means what, when you see red folder, that means what, you need to avoid that time of the day. Okay, maybe an hour or 30 minutes to the time, to the time the news is going to be released. Don't take trades during that time. If you are in a trade already and the trade hasn't moved much, or it hasn't moved in your favor very well, what you have to do is what, if you have, the trade hasn't passed your break-even point, or sorry, if the trade hasn't moved to a point where you can break even, what you can do is what, you need to set stop loss. Or either, if you are not willing for the risks, what you can do is what, you need to maybe close the trade for the news to be released. Or if you want to still be in the trade, what you can do is what, place your stop loss at the right place, that the spike of the market, as in the wicks of the market, can't stop you out. You get it? Can't stop you out. Because one thing is what, most of the times the fundamentals respect technicals. If you are really what, analyzing very, very well, fundamentals really respect technicals. Okay, so what you have to do, if you are already in a trade, what you can do is what, just set your stop loss and allow the market to play out, or allow the market to do its own thing. Okay, so if you talk about the fundamentals, so I pay attention to the time, the data. So the dates, when you talk about the news calendar, the forexfactory.com, we have the time, you have the time the news is going to be released, we have the day it is going to be released and everything. Okay, so you don't have to worry about when exactly is that. So one thing that, let me chip in this thing, I know it's not related to what I'm going to talk about. So one thing about, that's why I don't usually even bother myself to trade synthetic and those, because there's nothing backing it. You get it? Unlike maybe if you are trading GBP USD, you know GBP USD is backed by what? GBP is backed by what? The UK economy. Okay, you know the dollar is back, US dollar is backed by the United States economy. So you know, if you know, like most of the times, you understand, if you understand what is going on in the economy, you'll be able to really understand. You can do a long-term what, projection, or a long-term speculation on where the currency pair is even going to move, because it is backed by something. Okay, but when it comes to synthetic, when it comes to those simulated assets, okay, it was designed. So when I talk about simulation, it is not real. Okay, those simulation assets class that people usually trade, the boom and crash and those things, it is not backed by anything. Okay, so it is very difficult for you to know. There's no fundamentals. You get it? There's no fundamental. You don't know exactly when volume is going to come into the market. So I don't know whether those people understand those things, but I don't usually participate in those things. So when you talk about maybe the indices, Okay, like the indices like US 30, the Nasdaq, and those things, you know that those things are backed by something. Okay, they are backed by something. So Nasdaq is backed by, I think, 50 companies. I think 50 companies in the United States. 50 companies in the United States, they are returns. Okay, that moves those indices and those things. So it is backed by something. Okay, US 30 is backed by something. The S&P is backed by something. But when it comes to the boom and crash and those things, you don't understand exactly what is backed by. So you need to understand, make sure that anything that you are trading, it is backed by something. Okay, it is backed by something, and you understand, you really understand it. Okay, so the reason why we are having a high inflation in the economy or a high inflation around the world is because of the fiat currency. Those times when you were using gold for transaction and other stuffs, because gold was backed by something, you were not seeing inflation like that. But because we are using fiat currency these days, people are printing money. The world leaders are printing money in the system back and forth. There was nothing back in it. They just sit in their rooms and be printing the money, and what, they will flood the economy with their paper money. You get it? And things will become very expensive, and other things will become very expensive, because fiat money is what, it is not backed by anything. By those times when you were using gold as a means of exchange, because before you get gold, it's really going to be very difficult. You get it? It's really going to be very difficult. So inflation wasn't like as high as it is happening these days. Okay, so with that one, so you talk about it at a time. So that's the fundamental. So I check the fundamentals. That's the intraday fundamentals. Okay, I look at the intraday fundamentals for the day. I hope you guys are getting value on whatever I've been saying. So the intraday fundamentals. So you have the intraday fundamentals. So I will check the Forex factory and see what is going on. Then when it comes to the technicals, these are the things that I look for. I have to first of all look at the trend. Okay, I'm a trend trader. So if the market is ranging, or if there was no as in direct direction, how should I even put it? If there was no direction for the market, it's really very tough for me to execute or take a trade. Okay, sometimes it takes me some days and I'm not executing, because I'm a trend trader. I have to make sure majority of the time frames are in my favor. Okay, majority of the time frames are in the favor before I will execute a trade. So most of the times, it really takes a long time for me to even execute a trade. You get it? Because I'm a trend trader. So what I look for in the fundamentals is what, I have to make sure majority of the time frames are in my favor. Okay, so I have to make sure. So when you talk about trend is what, when the market is in one direction. Is it correct? When the market is in what, when the market is in, if it is bullish, it is bullish. If it is what, bearish, it is bearish. But sorry, if you have what, higher highs and higher low, that's what, bullish. Okay, if you have lower lows and lower highs, that means what, bearish. But if you're having equal highs and equal lows, so something like this, if the market is moving like equal highs and equal lows, equal highs and equal lows, that means the market is consolidating or ranging at this point, or this point in the market. So when it happens like that, it's sometimes, or it becomes very difficult for me to execute, because for me, what I usually look for is when the market is trending. Okay, when the market is trending like this, that's when I execute a trade. But if the market is consolidating equal highs and equal lows, it becomes very difficult for me to execute. So that's what you have to take note of. So I check the trend. So I have to make sure 3 time frames, at least 2 time frames, at most 3 time frames or 4 time frames in my favor. Okay, so I look at the daily time frame. So mostly the time frames that I usually look for is what, the daily time frames, the H4 time frames, the H1 time frame. Okay, and if there was no entry on those time frames, I move to the 30-minute time frame to look for an entry. So that's the trend. So I look at what, the daily time frame, the H4 time frame. Sorry, I have to first of all split, or I have to first of all indicate the support and resistances. Okay, so I have to indicate, so I have to take note of them, indicate the support and resistances. So support and resistances. So I indicate the support and resistances. After indicating the support and resistances, I have to look at what the trend. Okay, so the support and resistances I usually what look at the higher time frame. So like the monthly, the weekly, the daily. I have to make sure what I've pointed out, or I've I've indicated those support and resistances on those time frames. So after doing that, I have to go to what check the trend. So I move to the daily time frame. The mostly the trend I focus on the daily, the H4 and what the H1 time frame. So all the trades that I'm going to show you, or all the examples that I'm going to be showing you, you will see the similarities in the trades that have been taken. You'll be seeing the similarities. Okay. So I have to make sure the daily and H4 are in the same direction when it comes to trend. I have to make sure they are in the same what direction. So I have to make sure they are in the same the same direction. I have to make sure those time frames are in the same direction, okay, before I'll execute a trade. So if you are having inconsistency in this time frames, maybe the daily is a downtrend, H4 is an uptrend, like inconsistency. When I see something of that sort, what I usually do is what I have to avoid those times. Okay, I have to avoid those times. I will not even bother to execute on those times. I will not even bother to execute a trade. So I'll avoid those times. So let's move on to the trades that I said we took during the within the month. So first of all, the trade we have one over here on 20th of 20th of September. So the reason why I don't use I'm not using the replay button is I subscribed to the replay button and I didn't like it, because when I started out I was just using the manual way, so I unsubscribe it. Okay, I unsubscribe because I'm not used to. When those time when I started, I was just using it manually. Okay, so I'm used to the manual way. That's why I'm not using the playback button. I would have subscribed to that. It's not expensive. But so if you want to do back testing, if you want to test out your system or strategy, you can subscribe to the TradingView Pro version. Okay, then you get access to or you can even try the free trial. I think it's 1 week or so, or some few days. I think it's 1 week, so you can check it out. Subscribe to the playback button. You subscribe to the pro version and you get access to the playback button, and you'll be using it for your back testing. Okay, but since I didn't like it, so I unsubscribed to that. I really prefer the normal one, because when I started out I was using the normal one, like the manual one. Okay, so that's why I'm not using the playback button. Okay, so on 20th of 20th of September. On 20th of September, I executed a trade. Okay, I executed a trade on 20th of September. So I want us to. So you'll be doing something like a back testing. So those who are confused, or those who don't know how to back test, you can be watching how I'll be doing. So this is how I back test. So on 20th of September. So before you back test, you need to have to first of all consider the time that you usually execute. So what you need to know, the time you execute a trade. What exactly, or what time do you usually execute a trade? If you are doing your back testing and you don't understand this thing, you'll be doing the wrong thing, or you become frustrated. So usually when I'm doing my back testing, what I usually do is I normally factor the time of the day, the time I usually execute trades. So most of my analysis, I do them on the lending session, because when it comes to GBP USD, it mostly moves very well during the lending session. So when I'm doing my back testing, is the lending session that mostly I do. But sometimes too, if I want to get more data, I move to the New York session and be checking the time of the day, doing checkouts, what usually I look for. Okay, so on 20th September, what did I even see before executing? So let's plot out the support and resistances first before we move to the daily time frame. So normally I use different colors to point out. So we have a support over here on the monthly time frame. we have a support over here on the monthly time frame. So when it comes to a weekly time frame, I'm plotting out the support time. So I said 20th of September, that's when we had the trade. Okay, so this is the weekly candle. So the 20th will fall within this candle. Okay, so this is how I do my back testing. So the 20th will fall within this candle. So we had what? A resistance. So since the candle has broken it, if it has broken the resistance, previous resistance, now it has turned to a support. Okay, so we had what? Another resistance over here. So those are the various resistance, support and resistance that you indicate. Okay, so that's the weekly time frame. So let's move to the daily time frame. So I'm done with the weekly time frame. So when it comes to the daily time frame, what are the things that I'm going to look for? So when it comes to the daily time frame, that's when I check out the trend. Okay, it's very, very important because I'm a day trader. Okay, mostly I don't hold trade overnight, so I'm a day trader. So I have to be interested in the daily charts and when it comes to, and at the same time I'm a day trader, and I'm a sectional trader. Okay, so I have to check out the section too that I'm trading. So the sectional candle is what usually I trade the 4-hour candle, the 4 hours candle. Okay, so I have to pay attention to the 4-hour chart too. Okay, I have to pay attention to the 4-hour chart too. So when it comes to the trend on the daily time frame, one thing, so I hope you all know how to indicate trend. So for you to know trend, so when the market is trending up or bullish trend, you will be seeing more of what? Higher highs and higher low. So we have what? So when you talk about the higher high, simply means a continuation of bullish candles. So the green candles that you are seeing is bullish candle. When you talk about lower low, is what? Continuation of what? Bearish candle or the red candles. Okay, so with the colors doesn't matter. What is important is what? The price closing and the price opening. Okay, so colors, I can change these colors. It is not necessary you have to change the colors to what? Green and red. I can change the color all to green, and still I'll be able to identify this is what? A bullish candle, or this is what? A bearish candle. The most important thing that matters is what? The most important thing that matters in what reading the chart is what? The opening and the closing of the candles. That's the most important thing. You get it? The opening and the closing of the candles are the most important thing. So on the 20th, as I have to indicate, or I have to check out the trend. So let's move to the daily chart. So as I said, on the daily, this is the 20th candle, right? So this is the 20th candle. So if you guys can see it well, this is the 20th candle. So before this one was formed, before this candle was formed, as I said, if you are confused, you need to still adapt. Don't stay out. Still adapt. With time, you get used to. So this is the 20th candle. So before this candle was formed, this candle wasn't there. Okay, this candle wasn't there. So this candle was the one that was about to form. So before this move, let's point out the support and resistance. So we had what? A resistance over there. We had a resistance over there. And we had what? A resistance 2 over there. We had a resistance 2 over there. So I trade in zones. I have to make sure what I'm trading in a zone that there's no distraction, because one thing about support and resistances are they are the levels that anytime price get to those levels, because support and resistances are a point area, so they are equilibrium points area where buyers and sellers are meeting. So anytime price is going to get to that, heading to that level, it's still there's an action that is going to be happening over there. Okay, because previously an action happened there. So usually price is very sensitive to past data. Okay, price is very, very sensitive to past data. So since the previous transaction, or at that previous transaction, what happened is what? There was an action over there. Anytime price is heading to that area again, there's still going to be an action over there. So when price gets to those levels, you need to pay attention to them. You need to either you are going to take profit at those level, or you are either going to break even at those levels. Sometimes you might be fortunate and price will break through if you are still in the profit, and sometimes price, if you are not taking profit, price is going to retrace against you. So you have to pay attention to, you have to be very careful if price get to those level. Okay, if price get to those, that's why I've pointed it out. So this is the 20th candle. Okay, this is the 20th candle. Where is the 20th candle? Okay, so this is the 20th candle. This is the 20th candle. So we had a support over here. Anytime price break through a resistance, it become what, a support. So when you look left, we don't have any support and resistances or those level. So on the 20th, so this is the 20th candle, right? So let's check the trend. After identifying the support and resistances, we check the trend. So, and the trend, you checking the market structure where the trend shifted. So this is the point price what shifted direction. So this is where there was a change in character or shift in what, the trend. The trend was initially a downtrend. You get it? It was a downtrend. It was doing lower lows and lower highs. I've already said, if you hear lower lows, that means what, there was a continuation of bearish candles. If you see higher highs, there was a continuation of what, bullish candles. So there was lower lows and lower highs. So this is the point price. This candle broke price. So anytime you are determining a shift in structure, you need to wait for a candle break and close, not an ongoing candle. Okay, not an ongoing candle. Ongoing candle can just be a wick and it will retrace. So you need to make sure you are looking for what, a candle break and close. So this candle broke and closed this lower high. Okay, this candle broke and closed this lower high. So the trend shifted to what, an uptrend. So the trend was what, an uptrend at this point. So we saw what, this, the moment it closed, it tends to what, higher high, retrace, tends to what, low, higher low, higher high. So the trend was what, it is now confirmed an uptrend. So I will state it, daily trend is what, I'm taking notes of what is happening in the previous time frames. Daily trend is what, an uptrend. So because of time, I don't think we will even do more of the trades that he took last month. So daily trend was what, an uptrend. You get it? Daily trend was an uptrend. This is the daily candle. Okay, so now it is confirmed daily trend is what, an uptrend. Let's check H4. So because I've already told you people that I have to make sure what, at least 3 time frames are in the same direction before I will execute. So now you've gotten, and I start from the daily time frame to the lower time frames. Okay, I don't usually pay attention to the weekly trend because it's really going to take a long time. It doesn't take effect immediately. So usually I pay attention to the daily, the H4 and what, the H1. Those are my standard time frames. So where did we even take? So on 20th, so on 20th, this is the 9 o'clock candle. Okay, so if you want to see the time is beneath over here. So this is the 9 o'clock candle. So let's check the trend. So we notice this as well. Let me change it to red for us to know where the daily was broken. So this is the where the daily was trend was shifted. Okay, so let's check the H4. So on the H4, there was higher high, higher low. So where did the H4 shifted structure? So the H4 shifted structure at this point, but when it shifted, the daily hasn't shifted structure yet. One thing you have to note is what, structure starts shifting or starts what, changing from the lower time frame before it will head to what, the higher time frame. Okay, structure shifts from the lower time frame before getting to what, the higher time frame. You get it? So you have to take note. So the H4 shifted structure at this point. Okay, so this is the H4 change of character or shift in structure. The H4 shift in what, shift in structure. Brofo, oh Charlie, brofo. We went to government school, so we are not good at the English. H4 shift in structure. Brofo. Yeah, called government school. Right? We went to government school. So when you move to the daily time frame, so the daily time frame shift in structure is at this point. Daily, okay, let me do it. Daily change in what, character. So daily change in character, change of character rather. So this is the point the H4 shifted what, structure. This is the point the daily shifted structure. Okay, so one thing that you have to take note is what, structure starts shifting at the lower time frame before it will get to what, the higher time frame. You get it? So this is the point we saw the shift. So let's check the trend. So it changed. There was a change in character over here. Okay, there was a change in character over here. So it started heading towards lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. You get it? So it was in what? An uptrend. So you indicate it over there for you not to get confused. You indicate it over here. So let's check H4. H4 is what? I said you are at safer side when majority of the time frames are in your favor. Okay, you are at safer side when the majority of the time frames are in your favor. So this is the 9 o'clock candle. So you saw there was what? A change in character or a shift in structure at this point. It was heading up. It was higher high, higher low, higher high. When it got back over here, there was a shift in structure at this point. You get it? So the H4 changed character at what this point. When it broke the lower low, the higher low rather. When it broke over here, there was a shift in structure. You get it? So now we are seeing inconsistency in the trend. Daily is an uptrend, H4 is what? An uptrend. Okay. So when it happens like that, mostly what I wait for is what? I wait for the trend, the H4 to also shift in structure to be in accordance with what? How the daily time frame is what? Moving, or how the daily time frame is like, as in how the daily time frame is behaving. Okay. So this candle, when this candle broke above the higher high, it shifted structure towards an uptrend. So now the structure has again shifted towards an uptrend. So now you see the daily time frame is what? The daily time frame is an uptrend. H4 is what? An uptrend. You get it? So as I said, you have to wait for the candle to close to conclude on what? The shift in structure. So the moment this candle close, it turns to what? An uptrend. Okay. So now we are going to move to the H1, because you can be taking an entry over here by checking the stop loss. Checking the stop loss, it will be very wide as compared to where your take profit is going to be. Okay. So if you are getting value in whatever I'm saying, kindly type in your favorite emoji. Let me know whether you are getting value in whatever I'm talking about. Type in your favorite emoji. Let me know whether you are getting value before you proceed. And please, if you have not given a like on the stream, kindly give. And if you have not subscribed to the channel, to kindly subscribe. Okay, kindly subscribe. And if you have not shared the link to your friends who are also suffering, kindly do so. Okay, because this channel is full of education. I'm giving you free value. Okay. So this candle shifted structure and it turns towards an uptrend. So now where did we even indicate? Okay, so now the daily time frame is what? The daily time frame is an uptrend. The daily is an uptrend. H4 is what? An uptrend. So let's move to H1. We can be taking an entry on H1, but because of what? The stop loss, we want what? We want to get a better entry. So we move to H1. So when we move to H1, let's check H1. So you see, initially H1 was a downtrend. There was lower low, lower high, lower low. You get it? So the moment this one got broken, it turns towards a downtrend. So this point got broken and it turns towards a downtrend at the H1 time frame. So before you can take a buy, you see the daily time frame is an uptrend, H4 is an uptrend. You can't be taking a sell. Majority of the time frames are in what? Uptrend. So you have to wait for the shift in structure. So there was a shift in structure at this point. The moment this candle closed, okay, the moment you see this candle retested on the lows, the lower high, okay, but the moment it broke around this side, it shifted towards a downtrend. You get it? It shifted to a downtrend. So this is the candle that's what shifted everything to a downtrend. So now the trend shifted towards an uptrend. So now we can see the daily time frame is an uptrend. H1 is a downtrend. Sorry, H4 is a downtrend. H1 is a downtrend. So you have to ask yourself, how can I lose? How can you lose a trade if majority of the time frames are in the same direction? Majority, the daily is in what? An uptrend. H4 is in an uptrend. H1 is in an uptrend. So if you are selling, you are just doing yourself a harm, because majority of the time frames are what? Pointing up. So this is the point we took the buy. This is the point we took the buy. So we took the buy when this candle closed. Okay, I think this was okay. So this is the 1 o'clock candle. Okay, so this is the candle that shifted the structure. So this is the point you took the buy. So you took the buy around this side. You took the buy around that side. You get it? You took the buy around this side. When it was retracing, you can be adding positions. So the moment it starts flipping, and we targeted what? This zone. Okay, we targeted this zone. So this is how I usually break down the chart. I have to make sure majority of the time frames are in my direction. So when it happens like that, your losses are going to be very minimal. You are going to reduce your losses in the game. You get it? You are going to reduce your losses in the game. So if you have been trading and you have not been implementing this kind of system, I think it is high time you have to start doing that. Okay, it is time you have to start doing those things. So when you move to the 30 minutes to, so let's check the 30-minute time frame. So when you move to the 30 minutes, you see the 30-minute 2 is what? An uptrend. So daily is an uptrend, H4 is an uptrend, H1 is an uptrend, M30 is an uptrend. So how can you lose? Tell me how you can lose this trade. Okay, so these are the things that's what I usually look for. So top down analysis. I have to make sure all the time frames are in my direction, all the time frames are in my favor. Then I will execute. Very simple. Okay, very simple, very simple. I hope you guys are getting value on whatever I've been saying. Have you guys gotten something in whatever I've said? Is it clear? Is there something that you people are not getting? So these are the top-down analysis. These are my thought process when I'm about to execute a trade. These are the things that my checklist. Okay, these are my checklists. These are the things that I look for before I will execute a trade. Because one thing you have to bear in mind is what, in trading, if you don't have a strategy, it's going to be very hard for you to make money in the market. So those people who are trying to be outsmart the market, unless maybe you are just passing through. So passing through means what? You are not going to take it seriously because you are comfortable with your 9 to 5. You don't want to be free in life and other stuff. So you are just passing through. But if you want to take trading seriously, if you want trading to help you get out from your 9 to 5, then you have to implement this kind of system. Okay, when I figured out this thing, I think my losses became very minimal. Okay, my losses became very minimal. Losses what? Reduced drastically. So if you want to take trading seriously, I think this system or this strategy is the best for you to implement in your trading system. Okay, any question? I wanted us to break down another one, but because of time, you've already exhausted the time we wanted to. The time we discuss will be what it will be taking us. The time has elapsed. So any question? Any question so far? If you have question, kindly drop it in the chat box. If you have question, kindly drop it in the chat box. So what if the daily time frame does not align with the H4? So you've already answered your question. So with that one, if you implement this one, you are going to get more pips in the market. So if the daily and H4 is not aligned, then you can either focus on the H4. So you have people also focus on the H4 time frame, but according to my back testing, most of my wins are what, when I did this thing. So I have to focus. So that's how trading works. So let me tell you this thing. In trading, the reason why people are not seeing results is what, or the reason why people are struggling to find a strategy is because they are not tracking their trades. So you need to track your winning trades. Okay, have records. You need to record have records of your trades. Go back, sit down, and ask yourself, what are the similarities in the wins that we had? That's the way you develop a system or strategy. But people are not doing that. So I can be showing you this thing. So I have a data proving what I've said according to the trade. So I don't know whether you people are seeing what this I was doing this thing. This is my back testing. You see the dates attached to the back test. I don't know whether you people can see it. You see, So I'm having records. I started backtesting from early this year, like with most of my wins. I started figuring out this year. You get it? And I saw these things, consistency. So that's how we develop a trading strategy. You get it? That's how we develop a trading strategy. You need to go back your wins. Go back, okay? Figure out your wins. What did you do to get those wins? What are the similarities among them? So you jot them out. So that's how you try to. So when you are doing that, you are refining your strategy. So you don't become very worried when you are not getting trades. Because when I'm worried, what I'm going to do is what I'm just going to go back my records, check. Oh, on 9th I got the same trade, on 10th I got the same, on 22nd, 25th. So what this thing is going to give me confidence and assurance that the same thing is going to happen again. You get it? The same thing is going to happen again. So I'm not going to get worried if I'm not seeing a setup, because I have records proving that I've gotten these trades for some like month past. Okay, so by all means it is going to happen again. And one thing I've told you people, that this week we are going to be executing the same trades. If you guys will attend the stream, you will see it. Okay, if not on GBP USD, we are going to be getting on other pairs. Okay, we are going to be getting it on other pairs. I said if not time, we would have moved to other pairs. And what happened last week, the same thing happened on last week. So the market repeats itself. Okay, the trading patterns that you are seeing in the candles, the way candle formation repeats itself. So just have time for yourself. Okay, have time yourself. Go back to your wins, go back to your winning trades, figure out why you got that wins. Don't be happy, don't be excited, then you know, go back to your wins. Okay, so please, how you view your trade on your PC? What does it mean? I use my phone to track when I'm executing. So you can use your broker. You can open. You have MetaTrader 5. You have what? PC version 2. So you can log in your trading details or your broker details on your MetaTrader 5 by using the PC. But when it comes to my broker account, I'm having it on my mobile phone. It's very fast and it's very simple for me when I'm doing it that way. You get it? When I'm doing it that way, it's very simple for me. Do you use chart pattern on only supporting? What is chart pattern? A chart pattern as in double top and those things. I read the market. That's how I read. That's how you have to read the market. So those double top and double, those things are all changing structure. So when you see something like this is just structure. Double top or those things are just structure. So you just have to understand structure and you are there to go. Double top like this, these are all structure. So you have to understand. So head and shoulder, they are all structure. Okay, so head and shoulder, that means what? It has broken this one, it has broken the neck. Charlie, I don't complicate things. Okay, they are all structures, so I don't pay attention to them. I read the market like a language. Please, do you draw support and resistance on the body of the candles or on the body of the candle? That's when you are going to get accuracy. Okay, because if you want to confirm a change in structure, or if you want to confirm a change in character, the accurate way to confirm it is what? When the candle has closed. That's when you are going to get the body of the candles. Okay, so wicks usually tells you where price has gotten to within the session or within the time frame that you are trading. But when it comes to the body of the candle, it gives you accuracy. It's going to tell you when the body is going to, when the candle is going to close. So usually use the body to determine the support and resistances and what. When it comes to the change in structure, to use the body, don't use the wicks. Okay, use the body. Can you use the body and wick to? Don't use the body. I've already told you, don't use the. Okay, you can also test it out, but for me I use the body. I'm not going to tell you don't use the body, but for me I use the body of the candles. Okay, I don't use the wicks, I use the body. Okay, I use the body. So if I want to draw support and resistance, I'm going to use the body. So the simplest way to use the body, if you want to get the accurate support and resistance, change it to a line chart. You get it? So I change it to a line chart, then I'm there to go. You get it? You see it has fallen on it exactly. So if you are confused on the body, where you are going to get the body, change it to a line chart. Any question? Your questions are welcome. you were supposed to analyze what you're expecting the week to come. But those who, you have to join the live stream tomorrow morning, okay? If you have been missing the live stream, then you are losing out. Missing the live stream, you are losing out. So you have to join every morning from 6 a.m. GMT to what, 9 a.m. GMT. You've been having live stream on the stream on the YouTube channel. So if you have not subscribed to the YouTube channel, kindly do so. Any questions so far? Any questions so far? Any questions so far? Okay, so let's try and what break down what you'll be expecting. So let's check the economic calendar. Let's check the economic calendar for the what for next week or the week to come. Okay, we are already in the new week. So on Monday 30th September, what are you going to expect on the economic? So you check the economic calendar. On Monday we are not having any high impacting. So Monday we don't have, so the high impact is it's around what 5:55 p.m. That's the Fed chair Powell speaks. So this around what it's going to be outside our trading zone, so we are not going to pay attention. And this is what the time attached to it, so all day. So this one too we are not going to pay attention to, because there was no specific time that this news is going to be released all day. So within the day, that means what we are going to be having this news event, German prelim CPI. It's going to happen within the day. There was no actual time that is going to happen, so we are not going to be much worried about it. So tomorrow I think you are free to trade if you get a high probability setup. But one thing that you have to take note to is what, it's the end of the month and the monthly candle is trying to settle down. So most of the times most people, those professional traders, will not even be bothering to be taking trades, because when the monthly candle is about to settle down, we see some chaos as in the candle formation, because now that the monthly candle is about to settle down, now that the monthly candle is about to what to close, so we see some inconsistency in the formation of the candles. So most of the times you need to be very careful. It's the end of the month, okay? Tomorrow is going to be the end of the month. And one thing too is what, this week is going to be NFP week. And when it comes to NFP weeks, you need to be very, very careful, because of the news events, most of the time there's no much volume in the market, okay? Because most those hedge funds, the big players in the market, are going to be reserved, so the news is released, okay? They are going to be reserved, so the news is released, because most of the times investors use this one to make trading decisions or to make what investment decisions. So when there's high impact news like the NFP, the employment data or the job data, usually they don't participate in the market. They wait for the news to be released before they will know where to take their positions. So when it happens like that, there was less volume in the market. So when there was less volume in the market, mostly, even though you analyze all right, everything is on point, but the market doesn't move in your favor like that. So when it is NFP, you need to always wait for, you don't have to be aggressive, you need to be very conservative, you need to be very patient, wait for the right things to happen in the market before you execute. So this week is going to be NFP week, so you have to have it in mind. If you are trying to rush the process or trying to go in aggressively, I think you need to be very, very patient. So let's check the monthly candle. So the monthly candle will be settling or will be closing during the week. You get it? It will be closing during the week. Yeah, so you can join you can be joining the live stream. It has been happening every day. Okay, so you can be joining the live stream. So you can put the channel on a bell notification. Anytime I go live, you get notified. So on the monthly candle, this is how it is moving. Okay, so it's either going to close above this one or it will settle down. So either tomorrow the monthly candle is going to move up to this side. Okay, it's going to move up to this side to settle down. So on the weekly candle, so we still have some zone for the candle to fill. So I see some bullish move in the market tomorrow. You get it? So it was supposed to happen on Friday, but because Friday volume, people were not in the market or people were not trading as much. When there was no volume, the market doesn't move as much like that. So the daily candle, even though the daily candle retested on that zone. So I was about to. Okay. So that's what happened. You get it? That's what happened. So that's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting a bullish move. Okay, I'm expecting a bullish move to fill this zone. Okay, because when you watch the monthly candle, it still has some zone for it to what fill. It still have some gap. Okay, so I'm expecting the monthly candle to fill this gap, or maybe it's either going to retrace. But you see, we are projecting or we are speculating. Okay, so there's nothing guaranteed in this thing. It's just speculation. In the forex market, you just speculate. So don't take my words like as I've said it, so it's going to happen. Okay, that's why you mostly need some confluences before you execute the trade. We need some confluences. So this is what is going to happen. So either the monthly candle, since you're having the daily resistance over here, it's either going to move down or what? It's either going to move up. You get it? Either going to move up or down. But we are going to confirm or conclude when we get entry. So we have some criteria or some things that we factor into consideration before you execute a trade. Okay, before you take an entry. So you need to pay attention to that. Okay, so that's what is going to happen on the monthly time frame. I think you've already exhausted our time, so I will not talk much about the other pairs too. But if you want to get more breakdowns on how the market is going to move tomorrow, you can join tomorrow's live stream. Okay, so those who want to join the mentorship group too, there's still slot available. One thing that you have to notice, what at the end of this month, the price is going to be increased to what a different rate. So if you are not taking action now, this is the time for you to take action. Okay, this is the time for you to take action, because as I've already said, it is better for you to seek guidelines. On this thing that I'm doing is just free education. But if you want to talk to me, I'm not going to get time for you like someone who has paid for my mentorship. With those people, I have time for them, because what I own them some responsibility. I have to attend to their question, because I have to answer to their questions. Okay, but if you are just a normal person, I can decide to answer you, or I can decide to ignore your messages. So if you want to join the mentorship, you can take, or you can make you can take action now. You can take action now. Okay, so if there's no question, I think we are going to call it a night. Any questions so far? Any questions so far? Any questions so far? Any questions so far? Okay, so if there's no question, I think we call it a night. So thank you all for joining today's live stream. See you all tomorrow morning if you can join. Thank you. Bye bye to you all.